New at 11, the Jefferson County Board of County Commissioners hosted a special meeting tonight involving the Trulieve facility. 2 weeks ago, Trulieve was given notice it is not complying with their environmental permit. Our Julia Miller has more from tonight's meeting in Monticello.
Lots of talk, but not a lot of action. Those are the words from Jefferson County residents to Trulieve officials at Tuesday night's meeting, where the company gave the board an update on its facility.
What we will not accept is a business model that comes at the expense of the people who live here.
Tuesday night, the Jefferson County Board of County Commissioners heard from Trulieve as residents continue to raise concerns about their water and air, pointing to possible runoff and odor from the plant. Britt Stevens, an engineer with Trulieve, was there to explain.
The site experienced a significant rain event, further impounding additional water within the lake that was not draining as it should have been at that time. Trulieve operations at that point started to pump down the pond.
Stevens said when that water was pumped last month, it was within the constraints of permitted discharge rates. He added the environmental resource permit does allow for stormwater discharge, including periodic discharges after rain events. He also says some required maintenance is now underway at the facility to help prevent issues like this in the future.
Trulieve is doing their best to be a good neighbor. They have not had any stormwater violations.
But District 4 Commissioner Austin Hosford says he still wants more, specifically a clear plan for what this means for people living near the facility going forward.
But I didn't hear any concrete answers to the problems that these folks are having.
Residents agreed, asking for more to be done. Many say their property values have dropped and that the smell and constant noise from the facility are taking a toll on them.
They may be meeting the criteria for the Swanee River management area, but it's not enough. Obviously, there's runoff on neighbors' properties. There's a tremendous smell.
And you're telling me we're to live with that? And you all come in here and give a good speech, a good spiel, and what do we get? We got nothing.
The county is now asking Trulieve to come to their next meeting on May 21st with a more detailed plan, specifically about how they're going to address the sound and smell coming from the facility. They have agreed to come back. The commissioners are also looking into independent water testing for people who live nearby the area, and Trulieve has agreed to cover the cost. Reporting in Monticello, Julia Miller, WCTV Eyewitness News.